Welcome everybody back to A&M in the AM, episode 21. I'm here with my opponent of the week, Mort. Fantasy championship is here, and it's an all A&M championship. I think that's the one thing we can be happy about here, other than that we're facing each other. But it's an all A&M championship.
We called it, and I also want to say that I thought about wanting a wall in between us, so that way we didn't have to look at each other.
I think we need that 6 feet apart glass.
Yeah, I petitioned for a non-contact week where we are just gonna skip out and we weren't gonna be in contact with each other because of the rivalry. But I guess we're here, so it didn't happen. But
yeah, it's a lot of things have been happening. At one point this week, I was being petitioned to be taken out of the playoffs.
Because no, it wasn't at one point. It's still going through. Like I said, I can't talk about it. It's still in the commissioner's office.
They're just mad that my team has better home run hitters than everybody else. They're mad. That's all I can say.
Because, as I said, you took a trip to Miami, and you said, "Here." And then you turned around and you just had them taking it.
They're mad I drafted Luke Voigt late and he hits 21 home runs. They're mad I drafted Corey Seager. He has 14 home runs. They're mad I drafted Eloy Jimenez. He has 14 home runs. They're mad I drafted Marcell Ozuna. He has 15 home runs. They're mad I picked up Adam Duvall and he has 16 home runs. They're mad that I'm a better manager than they are. That's what they're mad about.
No, I'm not mad about that because anybody could do that. I'm mad that they didn't take off until these other guys just started injecting. The past few weeks is when they decided that they wanted to hit the ball, particularly Luke Voigt and Ozuna. And now that their juice has set in, they're going crazy.
And Mort's also mad that he dropped Salvador Perez, and now I picked him up, and he hit safely in 10+ games.
I didn't care about that at first until JT got hurt.
And now
I cared about it, but JT's back now, so.
But he's hurt. I mean, he's still coming back.
Yeah,
dealing with that injury.
It's whatever. It's his hip.
I mean, Salvador is back with brand new eyes. I mean, just saying. But first game one or day one, Mort's only down by 33 points. It's 133 to 100.
Had to sweat it to get that close too. You were cruising. You already Eloy hit a home run right at the beginning of the day, and
one guy,
I knew it was over.
I always forget his name.
Isaiah Kiner Falefa is another one we need to discuss.
He's not. He was my starting catcher all year until I picked up Salvador Perez. He was my starting catcher, and then I picked him up, and he was doing good for me. And I had to start him yesterday, and fortunately, he can play third and shortstop. So I started him at
which is stupid.
I started him at my third base, and he.
The man's batting .295. He only has 8 RBIs and 3 home runs, but
he hits consistently. That's what he does for me, and he gets 8 points here, 12 points there, 4 points. He just gets consistent points. That's what you need out of a catcher.
But on top of your guys juicing, you have Adam Wainwright who goes out with pine tar every start. I don't know how much he ended up with last. Only 22
he only got
last
27.
night.
He did not do that good last night. His probably worst game of the year. Or other than that Cincy game with 18 points.
I will say I was very happy with the -4 that Cueto put up. I love that.
Cueto's worst game of the year, actually. I've had Cueto, and they were questioning. You guys were questioning me last night in the Discord. You're like, why do you have Cueto still? I've had him. I picked him up day one.
No, I didn't. I knew you were riding out Cueto.
It was Nick and it was Nick and Joe. And they were like, why do you still have Cueto? I was like, I picked him up night one. Literally, he was a night one pickup. I was like, he's starting. I want an extra pitcher. I'll pick him up. And he's done decent for me all year. His last 2 starts has been his worst starts for me, and it could be because the season's coming to an end. I mean, I don't think I have another game with him. Actually, he starts Saturday too, so that's my only other game I have with him.
And then you get the cheese going on tonight with Dustin May and Framber starting as the relievers. But I mean,
they both have been starters all year though.
Yeah, but they're listed on there. Wait, is Gary not starting?
Gary Sanchez?
Was sore, but doing okay after being hit in the neck with a foul ball. So, is he playing or not?
I mean, do you start JT there? Oh.
JT already was. He was in the utility, but if I knew that, I would have moved him to catcher and started Miguel.
Yeah, kind of a little late there. So
Yeah, this ESPN app preys on it consistently with me. They don't tell me things until 10 minutes before.
yeah.
But I mean, I get to counter with Snell and Singer tonight. I picked up Singer because he's been going crazy. I hope
seen
that
that,
it
yeah.
continues.
So obviously we're only a day into it. I think a couple games we'll be playing out while we're talking here. I think only the JT game. So $100 on the line here. Winner takes all in this for the championship. So I mean, we'll have to see. Obviously, we'll talk on Bud's podcast will air on Monday. So you'll know who won there and who will get the 100. They'll have their championship speech prepared that night, I feel like. So, because everything should almost be final by Sunday night. So,
I mean, with the way this is going, it'll be final Friday, but they'll have the champagne showers ready to go on Sunday, whoever wins.
actually, MLB said we cannot do champagne.
But we're not there.
Water showers. Talking about the MLB though, last week of the season, a lot of things could happen. Like
everybody in your team's sitting since they've all clinched.
No, can't have that happen. Basically the AL is all locked up, I believe. The NL is the only one where it's supposed to just be a hot mess on who can make it, because so many teams had to obviously postpone games, so they're all kind of scrounging up their double headers here near the end of the season and scrounging up the games they need. So it's gonna be really weird. Yeah. So right now for the NL, we only have the Dodgers and Padres are the only teams that are locked for the playoffs, and Dodgers and Padres. So yeah, those are the only teams locked, and they're in the same division, which is crazy.
Yeah, because like a week or two ago, the Brewers were considered out of it, and now they're like competing for second place in the Central. So a lot of things going on. That's why they're now saying that the Cardinals and Tigers will play. So
Monday, that'll be kind of nice.
That may secure the Tigers' top 5 pick again.
Maybe I saw we were like 9 projected.
They're at 7 right now.
7, yeah, it's 7 right now. So right now we got the before as week one's or the last week of the season is going, it's Tampa Bay number 1 seed, White Sox number 2 seed, Oakland number 3 seed, and they actually won the division for the first time in how many years did that say?
I think it says since 2012 or something.
Yeah. So and then you got Minnesota 4 seed, New York 5th seed, Houston 6th seed, Cleveland 7th seed, and Toronto 8th seed. Now, the only teams that we could see moving out of here, obviously, are New York, Houston, and Toronto.
I don't think the Yankees will go anywhere now that they've won like 12 straight.
So you think Yankees? So really, it's just between Toronto and Houston that could lose. Toronto could lose that second West spot there to, don't get angry, to Seattle and the Angels. Because the Angels have had
yawned when I knew you were going to say Angels.
The Angels have had a resurgence, and they're 24-31. They're second in the chase, basically, for the wild card spot. Or for the number 2.
I think it's just going to end how it is. I'm sure everybody's magic numbers are relatively low compared to the other teams, so I would say it's going to stay the same.
So, now for Detroit, obviously we're Detroit fans here. They have to win 8 straight games to go 500.
I don't even think they have 8 left.
They do. They have to, because we have if we play St. Louis on Monday, it would be 8. Right now we have 6 games scheduled, 8 games if we play St. Louis on next Monday. So we would have to win 6 straight, but 8 straight. So yeah.
How many wins are they at now?
22. We're 22-30 right now.
See, I said almost 30. So I mean, with it only being 8 off, I mean, that's way better than anybody else said.
Mathematically, they are not eliminated from the playoffs, Jeff.
Yeah, they just have to lose tonight.
They do?
Probably.
Okay.
I would assume it's getting very close.
Mathematically, Kansas City is not eliminated either. So
yeah, because they're making a charge past the Tigers.
No, if the Tigers lose tonight, I don't think they would be mathematically eliminated, because KC they're 22-32. So
No, I think that the Royals were because the MLB trade or the MLB memes account on Instagram has been posting the Crying Jordan logos, and I think they posted the Royals today.
they maybe this was through the 21st. So this was through last night. So they don't know. They're not eliminated yet. I don't think so.
They were eliminated yesterday.
Okay, so they are eliminated then. So
It's the Royals, Nationals, Diamondbacks, Rangers, and Red Sox that have been eliminated.
yeah, and then for National League, obviously you have Dodgers, at the 1 seed. You have the Cubbies at the 2 seed. Surprise team right there. I mean, you made that hot take at the beginning, or you made the hot take of saying they were going to be one of the worst teams in the Central.
How far back are the Padres though? Because they'll probably get the second.
Padres cannot get the second because they will be a 2 seed in the West.
Yeah. So why don't
can't.
they get the second seed in the NL?
Because the 1, 2, 3 seeds are based on the first seeds of each division.
So that's I forgot about that. That's dumb. The Padres would be right there though.
See, 1, 2, 3 seeds are based on the 1 seeds in each division. Then 4, 5, 6 are based on the 2 seeds in each division. And then wild cards obviously are just the wild cards, the people who make it in there. So you have the Dodgers at the 1 seed, Cubbies at the 2 seed, Braves at the 3 seed. Everyone expected them to be there. You have Padres at the 4th seed, Miami at the 5th seed. They still stayed relevant after the corona hit them. And then you have St. Louis at the 6th seed. So that Monday game more than likely will happen because I feel like they're going to need those games to determine a home seed or not, or home advantage or not.
See, I'm happy that we mentioned the Marlins making it through Corona.
Yeah.
Just fitting that I wore the Marlins today.
I thought that was funny.
It's from 2012 when they moved.
I honestly thought you were wearing that because Framber is facing the Marlins. Or is he facing
He's going against the Mariners.
Mariners. Oh, I thought you said Marlins earlier.
No.
It sounds like it wouldn't make sense because
it's from 2012 when they moved to Miami.
You got it that year?
Of course. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And then the wild cards right now are Cincinnati and Philadelphia, with Milwaukee, San Fran, Colorado, Mets, and you said Washington was eliminated. So there's 4 teams in the race right now. 3 teams from each conference eliminated, 4 teams in the race for those final 2 wild card and or second division slots. So it's going to be crazy this last week. MLB's never seen anything like this before, and personally I don't think they'll ever see anything like it again.
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, it makes it fun.
If you're a part of it,
it's made fantasy fun.
If you're from the outside looking in, it's not as fun. But
honestly, personally, for the NL, I want to see San Fran make it in. I feel like they'll have an underdog chip on their shoulder, and I feel like they could make some noise.
So they make it in as the 8th, and get just absolutely dismantled by the Dodgers.
No, they put up a good fight against the Dodgers all year.
I was gonna say, yeah, it would be a little bit different for the Dodgers in the playoffs, but then again, every year when the Dodgers in the playoffs, they're just as bad. So I guess, yeah.
I mean, and the Giants, say what you want, they've had their number on the Dodgers all year. They've taken some games. I don't want to say they split the series, but they definitely have taken some games on the Dodgers this year. And what a surprising fashion, most people didn't think they were gonna do that.
Yeah. They also didn't play the Dodgers at all this month. They finished their series in July or something, August.
Let me see. So, it
was the first time in years that they weren't playing each other in September.
3 and 5. Just adding these numbers up here real fast, and then 4 and 7, and then we have
because Cueto can't start every game for the Giants in the playoffs against them.
Obviously not, yeah. So yeah, they went 4 and 6 against the Dodgers this year.
I thought it would have been a lot worse, so I guess that's good.
They split a lot of the series they had, so I mean, I could see them possibly stealing. I mean, it's 3-game series, first round wild card, 3-game series, and the team could easily upset. All team needs to run on is momentum.
Yeah. I was trying to think. That doesn't sound right.
What, the 3-game series?
Yeah, shouldn't it be just 3? I
No,
mean, I
it's
know it's 3 for something, but not that.
No, it's 3 for all the first, that, because that, again, the Jeff Passan article I sent you this morning that you didn't read, he was explaining that all first round or wild card, you could say, games are 3-game series, and that's where you could see 8 seeds upsetting 1 seeds in crazy fashion, just because they had a better day.
Okay, if you say so.
I do believe I'm right on that. I could have read the article wrong, but I think I'm right on that. So I just can't wait to see Minnesota versus New York this year.
Oh yeah, because that's a every year thing, and the Twins get their breaks beat off of them every year.
Yeah, it'll be nice there. I mean, you did project one thing this year. You said in your talk that White Sox were going to be number 1 in the division, and as of right now, I think they haven't locked it, but
they clinched. So I mean,
they clinched, but they're
they basically have it.
Yeah, they're about to get that, and they could go for the number 1 seed in the AL. I think still.
I think the Rays will keep it. They don't need the number. They don't need the 1.
They don't need the 1. Rays versus. I mean, you could see a lot of divisional matchups in the first round. Rays versus Toronto, Cleveland versus White Sox, Houston versus Oakland, and then Minnesota versus New York. You basically see divisional matchups against everybody except New York versus Minnesota.
Then they get their easy first round win like usual.
You see Luke Voit pull up, hit 5 home runs in 3 days, and just sign his ticket, and then he gets $500 million next year.
Probably. Probably, because that's just what happens in New York.
I mean, why not? It's Luke Voit. He did the impossible this year. And I mean, MVP, that's all I got to say.
I'd make a case for him over another person, so I would agree. Yes.
I saw they were saying Jose Ramirez for MVP. I don't know how you.
Because he's going on a very crazy late run just because he played the Tigers.
Yeah, I seen because then he hit like 2 home runs against the Tigers on his birthday.
Yeah, he hit like 5 or 6 in the series.
I don't think he'll get it. I think it's still a close battle between Jose Abreu. Trout is an every year thing, obviously. Luke Voit. I want to say Shane Bieber, but I personally don't think he'll get it just because he's a pitcher and you don't see pitchers getting MVP, even though people thought pitchers could get an MVP this year with it being a shortened season and if they were dominant. So obviously those 3, and then you have Tim Anderson. People are saying calling for him to be, and then Nelson Cruz, obviously.
So you don't have to put Trout in there. You also don't have to put him in the top 3. You just felt obligated to.
No, I was just thinking of the top 3 there, and I mean Trout's had a good season, and if he makes this playoff push, you could put him there. And then for the NL, you obviously have Juan Soto missing the playoffs, Fernando Tatis, Manny Machado, Mookie Betts, and what was the other guy we said? There was one other guy. Oh, Marcelo Ozuna.
Oh yeah,
I said him.
Yeah.
I said him. I mean, I think those are 5 deservable candidates for MVP in the NL. Don't think Juan Soto will get it. 1, because his team didn't make the playoffs, and 2, he had a good season, but I think they're going to be looking at more of who led their team this year. And
yeah, and Soto missed a whole week.
Yeah.
So
no, more than a week. He missed almost like 2 weeks, I feel like.
Something. He missed something, but you know.
So, I mean, they also could look at that and see like, okay, he put up these stats in a short amount of time other than these other guys. So, did he do better? And then, I don't know.
No, because if that was the case, Willie Castro was winning the Rookie of the Year.
True. But, yeah, and then you obviously have Mookie, Dodgers. He played decent this year. Started off very slow, but played decent. Then you have the 2 guys down in Slam Diego. A lot of people are favoring Manny over Fernando, which I think is interesting. They're saying Manny is a higher candidate.
Yeah, because of him going crazy at the end of the year. But I mean, If you're gonna talk about guys that have been carrying the offense at the end of the year, you're putting Will Myers in there then too.
Yeah.
At least Tatis has done it consistently throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. And then you obviously have the surprise outfielder from Atlanta. I think I said Ronald Acuna as my MVP, but it's gonna be his.
We all did.
It's gonna be his counterpart in Marcell Ozuna, and I feel like he's if they're taking top 5, he's definitely in the top 5 with the season he's put up. He's put up the home runs, RBIs. He's played good in the field. Has a good batting average. I think he's hitting just under 300, if not right over 300. So I mean, I feel like he could be a great candidate there. Probably won't win it, but again, he's up there. So I think that's all we got for the baseball talk. Shifting to NBA. We have, what game do we have tonight? We have Miami.
No, they play tomorrow. It's the Lakers again tonight.
Lakers again tonight.
They had the Miami had the long break for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's weird. So we have
Game 3.
Game 3 tonight. Could we see the Nuggets take it? I don't think so personally. I think the Nuggets are kind of in.
After I saw that my man Torrey Craig. Oh, no, I think it was Monte Morris, one of the two.
Yeah.
After I saw that meme of him looking at like Jokic and like he had butterflies in his stomach and everybody was tweeting like series over, Lakers in 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've just been feeling that.
Obviously Anthony Davis hit a complete dagger. While wearing the Mamba jersey.
And yelled Kobe.
Yeah, and he yelled Kobe while wearing the Mamba jerseys. So I feel like we definitely see. I don't want to ride the bandwagon here, you could say, but I definitely say we see Lakers in at least 4, maybe 5, because the Nuggets are a good team. They showed fight. They showed fight in game 2.
If AD comes out and puts up 35 again, and LeBron puts up 30, it's Lakers in 4.
Yeah.
I also thought LeBron was going to come out and put up 40 to 45 last game just because of after the voting and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on pace to do that and then started passing more, and then that's when AD kind of took over. But
well, we really got to hope the Nuggets don't make it because we just got that news that the NBA season is going to be 2021 and we can't do that beard for 2 months. I can't, at least.
Why not? It'd be good. Go crazy.
I can't, and I don't think Joe can or Ben. They're gonna be patchy.
Yeah, I mean that would help them out. It would fix everything.
It would make them patchy.
They would actually start to get fuzz.
But yeah, so Lakers more than likely making it right now. Heat are heading into Game 4. Heat are up 2-1. I think Heat close out the series in 6. I think Boston steals another game. They're a good team. Can't doubt them. So I think they steal another game. I think Heat take tonight, go up 3-1. One more goes to
They play tomorrow night, but yes, I think the Heat go in 5.
You think Heat go in 5? Okay.
I think Heat in 5, Lakers in 4.
Okay, and then obviously Heat versus Lakers matchup, the one we've been preaching. So yeah, I mean, I think that's all we gotta say about that. Now the other LA team, the Clippers. So apparently after their loss to the Nuggets, Paul George was trying to make a speech to the team, and reports came out that
which I don't know why he would even think about that in the first place, and who would even entertain listening to him.
And then
it's not like it was even his team. It wasn't his place to do that.
If anything, Pat Bev needs to be making the speech, because I mean, you can't realistically.
He'd just be barking at him.
You realistically can't say it's Kawhi's team because he's only been there for 1 year. I mean, if anything, it's Lou Will.
I was gonna say it's a lemon pepper Lou's team.
Yeah, it's Lou's, Montrez, or Pat Bev's team at that rate. But so Playoff P was trying to make a speech after their loss to the Nuggets to send them home. And there was reported to be a lot of side-eyeing and murmuring and jokes being made about Paul. And it seems like that locker room is being torn apart.
And the man came in, stole Doc Rivers' daughter and his job.
Yeah. So I think you see Paul George being traded this offseason. I think that leads us into our favorite segment now, our trade board here. We brought the whiteboard.
It's back.
The whiteboard back here, and we're going to be trading Paul George out of LA after a disarray of a playoffs, and he's going to be finding a new team.
But the thing is, where do you even think how do you even begin to think of a new team for Paul
That
George?
was our one issue. We saw this report and we said, okay, we have to do Paul. Obviously, he's not more than likely. He has a very high chance of being traded this offseason. And then our next task was where? Where is he going? And that was our hardest thing to figure out. We didn't even figure out until 5 minutes before we started recording this video.
I mean, we had discussed multiple teams, multiple scenarios. Like, the man just, like we said, honestly doesn't fit a lot of places.
But the most, I don't want to say obvious, the
only one to be dumb enough.
The most Paul George place to go is the most I don't even know the word.
The needing and the dumb enough.
This would be the most Knicks thing to do is trade for Paul George. Because they can't get a superstar there by free agency. Or
they're never going to trade for one.
So
take the tier 2 star that you can trade for.
This would be honestly not real. I don't even know. This would just be the most Knicks thing to do, and I think let's just get into the trade. You put LAL on there. It's supposed to be LAC, but I'll let that go because it's the Clippers.
Oh yeah, I'm used to the Lakers. My fault.
So obviously Paul George would be heading to New York, and I think we were sending. What year did you say? You're good over there?
Yeah, I gotta look it up. I think I said.
Let me pull up my
I think I said 2022.
2022 second. So 2022.
Because the Clippers don't have anything left after they gave up their future for Paul George.
Yeah.
So I had said that. Okay, hello.
So obviously they would be trading a second round pick because the Clippers don't have anything, and the second round pick obviously would just be kind of like a hey, here's a pick to go along with a Paul George.
Yes.
So I mean, I have it right here if you want to look at their picks.
It was, I don't know why it dipped on me when it refreshed.
Here, right.
But I can throw it together very
2022?
fast.
Right here.
Yeah, it had to have been that. And
you just want to look right here. I have the picks right here.
Yeah, but I was gonna redo the trade again.
Okay. So it would obviously be the 2022 then, correct? All right. So 2022 second round pick to the Knicks. They would acquire that in the trade. And then so what would New York give up? That's the question. What does New York have that the Clippers want? Clippers,
not anything. They don't have anything.
They don't have anything. Except Clippers or the Knicks do have a valuable pick, you could say, in the top 10 lottery right there. They have the 8th pick. So I think they have to send the 8th pick for Paul George. I mean, if you're going to make a trade for a semi-superstar, you got to trade a high pick. And then you trade a big man to kind of help out.
Who did I have going with going to the Knicks though besides Paul George?
Just the second round pick.
Okay, that's what I thought. Anyway, continue.
So then the Knicks would help out the Clippers with a front court, and it all makes sense here because we'll explain what they're gonna end up doing. So the Clippers would get Julius Randle on a 2-year deal, and then they would also get a little you could say small forward help with them trading Paul George. They would reacquire Reggie Bullock on a 1-year, $4 million deal, very cap friendly there. So right now, Clippers are getting Julius Randle, 8th pick, and Reggie Bullock. Now, where Julius Randle fits in here is so they're trading Paul George's contract, they're getting him off the books. They're getting rid of a lot of guys in free agency, which that means they could re-sign Montrezl Harrell, and then they could run, obviously, Randle in the starting lineup, have Harrell off the bench with Zubac possibly at starting center, and then Kawhi, move him to small forward officially, have him back there, not having him start at power forward, and then you have possibly a Shamit starting at 2 guard because you have Lou and Montrez coming off the bench. And then you have Pat Bev at point guard more than likely. But what do they do with the 8th pick? That's the question. What do they do with the 8th pick?
This would be, in this scenario, designed on draft night.
Yes, and I'll let you take this because you were the one. I'm letting you take this over.
Andrew had stepped into the bathroom, and I was looking up some mock drafts as if guys that could maybe get drafted and traded instantly. Wait, did I? Yeah, never mind. And so I was looking at these guys, and they were, where they're projected and stuff, and
I mean,
there's some guys that could fall, but I think like with the Clippers' sake, they don't need somebody to be ready right away, especially if they're able to have so much room to sign a bunch of guys.
I mean, you obviously have your big name guys like Cole Anthony, Tyrese Halliburton. You could go for a small forward. You could go Denny if he falls, Obi if he falls. There's obviously all these picks that you could go, but you chose somebody else.
They don't need someone necessarily right now, is what I thought, especially like with them losing what seems like half of their team because they're not under contracts. Whether they come back or not is a different story.
Yes.
I had the Knicks taking Patrick Williams from Florida State at 8th and traded him to the Clippers. I want to make sure I had that school right. Yeah, Florida State. He's a wing player that is only 18, so you put him in the G League. That's why I said they don't need him right now. They can replace him with somebody else as of right now.
And it would help with their young core again because they traded away Shea. They traded away most of their young core and their future. So getting this 8th pick would help them develop with an 18-year-old.
Yeah, so he's a forward that can take over for Kawhi.
Yeah.
And he's known as a shooter or scorer mostly, actually. He can create a shot, but he's also compared to Gallinari and PJ Tucker. So I mean, Gallinari with the shooting, PJ Tucker, he must have like good enough serviceable defense to be compared to PJ Tucker.
Yeah, because PJ Tucker is not a bad defender whatsoever.
And so he's known for defense. It says he can block some shots. He can shoot it a little bit. Got a good motor. You know, my favorite term, the motor, just because of Drummond.
Yeah.
But he's just a guy you can put him in the G League for a year or two, whatever. Have him develop. He's got the frame for it. And like how we said, he fits them defensively because he's coming from learning from Kawhi and Pat Bev. Got Lou Will at the scoring and Kawhi is scoring. Like I feel like someone like low profile would fit there. They don't need like another big name guy.
Yeah. I honestly personally like
Which
that.
I've seen that guy moving around depending on whose draft it is. I personally never seen him. But I mean, and they're saying that he's going to be a lottery probably, so it just depends on how the rest of the draft plays out. Like you said, it could have somebody better fall, but like a safe pick right there makes sense.
Or they could take that 8th pick, trade it back, and get like 15th pick, get more value for the 8th pick, still take Patrick Williams, get some more young guys to kind of throw in their system to keep developing them, get them playing time, obviously with two experienced 6th mans of the year, get them off the bench with them, get them experience, get a young point guard, get a young small forward.
Because originally we were saying Frank Ntilikina, and I didn't think that would really fit either. So went with that.
Yeah.
And Reggie Bullock and Julius Randle's got the biggest contract in the team. Reggie Bullock fits with a little bit of a contract going the other way. So that way, I think it said like it's like a $7 million difference or something like that.
Which the Clippers are allowing up a lot of cap space with getting one of the Morris twins off their books, Harkless off their books. They're getting a Reggie Jackson, even though he wasn't making that much, getting him off their books. They're getting a lot of money off the books, which is good.
It's yeah. Oh no, it's like a $12 million difference that the Clippers are actually saving.
Okay,
and the Knicks are all for taking money. So
yeah, and this might not look like you can show it up on the screen now. This isn't going to be the flashiest trade,
but I mean, if you're wanting Paul George out of town, then it's something you can do.
Bit.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, this isn't the flashiest trade, but if you want Paul George out of town, in the long run, this could work. Because if Randall pans out for you, if Randall becomes a rebounder and a scorer in that in the post.
Because he showed he can't be the number one guy.
Yeah.
Him and AD were decent in New Orleans, weren't great.
He played. That's how he got the big contract. Is he
Yeah.
played decent enough?
Yeah, I mean, he played when Anthony Davis was sitting out.
Yeah.
Which is what kind of got him it. So, like, he shows that he could have flashes. But, I mean, if he's a guy that's like a 2 or 3 third option, I mean, obviously he's a third or more option. But,
yeah.
If he's not the top guy and he's just there to rebound the ball or play some defense, like.
Yeah, and then obviously with Patrick Williams, he's a guy for the future. He will play because personally, I don't think Kawhi will stay there the rest of his career. I think he's leaving.
Oh, he's looking at like 1 or 2 more years, I think, on the deal.
Yeah, and I don't think he'll stay. I don't think he'll resign unless they win a championship. He won't resign. So yeah, I think that's a crazy trade, but not a bad trade whatsoever.
Because we were talking, we wanted to bring this part back. But like how I had mentioned, the only thing I'm really even seeing floating around in deal-wise or rumor-wise is Blake Griffin for Westbrook, and I didn't want to bring back another Pistons trade.
Yeah. So we're going to be...
I had that idea.
So this next trade, obviously, is going to be a little different. This is somebody else's trade. This is Mojo's 99 trade. We actually saw this last week.
I was just happened to be watching this video that came up, suggested to me.
And we talked about it that night, and we were like, you know what? It's his trade, but we're going to obviously give him credit, and we're gonna take a look at it because on paper it seems like the craziest trade you could ever see, but then
until you just start thinking about it.
Yeah, until like I literally sat there probably for 10 minutes and like because it's a whole mock draft video.
Because I had sent him the picture and I was like what in the world is this trade? And then I told him like I thought about it like an hour or so later and I was like that actually like isn't a bad fit for
because he sent it to me earlier in the day and then I got in Discord that night and I was like, okay, let's watch this video. I want to hear this guy's explanation. And once you hear his explanations, we'll put the link in the description so you guys can go see the video. But once you hear his explanations, like it actually doesn't sound crazy. It sounds somewhat realistic and it could benefit, honestly, each player that's in this, each player in each team. It could benefit every single one of them. So basically the 3 teams, it's a 3-team trade. You're seeing a lot of 3-team trades this offseason, I feel like. And I feel like
it's just because of assets. Like, it's all over the place.
Realistically, I feel like you're going to see a lot of 3-team trades, and you're not going to see 2 straight-up trades. So you got the Indiana Pacers, you got the 76ers, and you got the Minnesota Timberwolves. So obviously this is involving the number 1 overall pick here. And you're going to think this is crazy, but number 1 overall pick goes to the 76ers. So what are the 76ers giving up, you may ask? They're giving up Ben Simmons to Minnesota. And right there, I mean, that's where I was like, no way. I was like, no way you trade up Ben Simmons for the number 1 pick. And, like, I was like, no way. And then, like, you think about it. Ben Simmons would work good next to Cat. He could finally just work on maybe not being a point guard. He could work on being a power forward, being a small forward, being what he actually is.
Pass into them.
And passing, rebounds, passing. He could work on being he could work on getting that defensive player of the year that I think he wants.
When I explained it to you, I said I kind of like that fit because he can continue to be the point guard and D'Lo kind of like a shooting guard where Ben's driving in or gets a rebound or something, he can kick it out to Cat who doesn't want to be in the post. Or D'Lo out there on the perimeter, like.
So then, obviously, the 76ers, they would take, not obviously, but they would take LaMelo to kind of replace Ben Simmons' role, and I feel like that would be a good fit for them. You know, kind of start fresh and, you know, do that. So then you ask, how do the Pacers come into this? How do they come in this situation? Well, Pacers...
They have some expiring deals.
And I feel like you feel like you hear this every couple of years, but they're looking to go in a new direction. So the Pacers get Jarrett Culver, a young 2-3 guard from the Timberwolves, Josh Richardson from the Sixers, and then they get a first rounder from the Sixers, and then they get James Johnson from the Timberwolves in salary.
Because they're trying to toss the money.
And then he'll obviously probably more than likely just be bought out by the Pacers. So then you ask, okay, what haul are the Pacers giving up for all this? Like, who who are they possibly trading? So they have Sabonis, they have Miles Turner, they have Oladipo, they have T.J. Warren, they have Aaron
Brogdon.
Holiday. They have all these big
They got
guys.
Brogdon there too.
Brogdon, yeah, I forgot about Brogdon. But they have all these big guys. Who are they trading? This guy said
the one that's expiring.
Yeah, the one that's expiring, Oladipo, coming off an injury. I mean, Indiana fans might not be happy with it because, I mean, a lot of people looked at him as the future.
Yeah, but like I had said, like they wouldn't necessarily be happy about it, but if it like all else fails and Oladipo's not re-signing, they want to get something out of him, and it's a decent return for, like how you said, a guy with the injuries and how he's expiring, like getting Culver, Richardson, and a first round. Yeah, for him, like,
and they did lose their first round this year due to the Brogdon trade, the sign-in trade. So Milwaukee has in the Pacers first round pick this year, so they would be acquiring a new first round pick from the 76ers, which
I was gonna say I don't know where the Sixers pick
would be around. They haven't officially come out with them yet, but I think it's going to be around 20ish probably. I could say 20 mid or probably early 20s because they went first round. So. And then, so Sixers would be acquiring Oladipo and Doug McDermott, another shooter for them. So that's a brand new backcourt right there. You have LaMelo Ball, Oladipo, and then you have Tobias Harris at the 3, and as of right now, Al Horford at the 4, and Embiid at the 5. But something we talked about.
Actually, looking at this, wait, we said, okay, the Sixers. Their 2020 pick is from Oklahoma City right now.
So it would be
the Thunder's pick, wherever that would lie, according to this. Because it says that the Sixers have their second round, and then they have the Hawks' second round, and they have the Thunder's first round.
So it'd be the Thunder. So it'd still be around mid-20s, I feel.
You see that?
No, I didn't.
Right as we just talked about it. ESPN, I didn't want to interrupt, but ESPN just sent out a notification. What a blockbuster deal for Russell Westbrook for Blake Griffin makes sense.
We've been talking about this trade. I feel like this has happened with the Pistons for like 3 years.
Hey, we didn't say it this time. ESPN did.
I feel like this has been happening for like 3 years that Westbrook is coming to the Pistons. And I mean, I don't like, obviously, yeah, another star power, but he's how old? You just bring guys you're bringing guys out of their prime again.
That just shows they're not expecting to win anything. So, I mean, just keep the tank going.
So, I mean, maybe we get into this next week. I think we got.
I mean, yeah, because I was gonna say, honestly, it hasn't worked in the West, but could Westbrook's play work in the East?
With an weaker East. Okay. Yeah. We got
Stay tuned.
We got a trade for next.
Stay tuned.
We got a trade for next week, and I think our other trade for next week is going to be involving. I don't want to say add on to this trade, but 76ers, Al Horford's not working out for them, and I think they need to get rid of his contract.
As nobody thought he would work out for them. Also.
Yeah, I think they need to get rid of his contract, and I personally think he's out of there this offseason, even though he just signed 5 years. What was it?
It was something dumb.
It was something. Yeah. I feel like you could either see, and as unfortunate as this sounds, Tobias Harris or Al Horford out of there. I feel like
it's obviously you want to keep Tobias Harris.
Yeah, obviously he's a great scorer. He has been his whole career.
But did you say that I wasn't paying attention? Did you say the Sixers potential lineup?
Yeah, it would be I said Horford at the 4, but I said LaMelo, Oladipo, Tobias, Horford, Embiid.
And then if Horford gets traded, you move Tobias back to the power forward and you can start Matisse
or
because we have Richardson being traded, so
or I mean obviously at that point I feel like they pick up somebody or like whoever they trade for. Obviously they trade for a younger guy or a couple young assets, a first round pick or something like that. So obviously we'll get into that trade next week, but yeah, Mojo 99 came up with this trade. So I mean it's not bad on paper. You're like what? But, I mean, it's not that unrealistic of a trade, and it would be probably one of the biggest blockbuster trades in NBA history.
As I said, I'm more of a fan of this one because I don't think it benefits the Timberwolves as much as the Devin Booker trade would benefit them.
But I think I honestly...
But it also kind of is almost better because it adds defense to that team, which they need.
And it adds someone with playoff experience.
What little, yeah.
Well, little, but yeah, but still. I mean, it adds someone that...
It gives them defense finally, And so we don't have to keep hearing the Devin Booker
And it gives
teaming up with them.
It gives someone that can play defense on a guard. So,
because like I said, it would stop D'Lo from trying to have to do that. Cat doesn't play much defense, so.
And you have Josh Okogie there.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, who they play at small forward would be a big, or small forward or power forward would be a big question mark, because they could play Ben at either.
I mean, because they could just put another shooter at point guard and Ben's still handling the ball at power forward.
True. And they could just play a little bit smaller. Play Okogie at the 3 and then have 2 shooters at the 1-2. So, yeah. I mean, you could really see any scenario there. But, yeah, I think that's all we got for you guys. I mean, it seems like we found out our 2 trades for next week already, so stay tuned for those. I mean, that Westbrook one has been circulating around Detroit news for, I feel like, forever. I feel like it was after KD left. They even considered, they were like, oh, Westbrook to Detroit. And I was like, no. I was like, why? I was like, yes, but like the Thunder won't make that trade. But now after,
does that mean they spend some money in free agency? That's like all of the stuff we have to think about if we're going to discuss that.
And does that mean that pick, that 7th pick, go with Blake? And I feel like that's.
I'm not trading a pick for Westbrook.
I'm not either. But
I don't care who the heck they take at that pick. Westbrook is not worth a top 10 pick.
I feel like Detroit would do something stupid like that.
No, now with that new GM, he seems good.
Yeah, you're right.
Coming from the Thunder, where he was finessing everybody,
and he knows Westbrook, so
yeah, I think that's why they're doing this.
He probably drafted Westbrook. Did he not? Or no,
he might have been a part of him.
Presti.
He might have been under him, though.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, definitely look out for that next week. But I think that's all we got for you guys. So thanks for watching. This is actually our 5-month as we're recording this. So thank you guys for 5 months. We're at 69 subscribers right now. Mort doesn't think we're making it past that wall, but we'll have to see. Actually, let me check. See if while we're recording, if we happen to get one. We did. We are at 70.
Pop the bottle.
We are at 70.
Was it the dude that commented? Probably.
I don't know, but we are at 70 subscribers on our 5th month. I didn't think this would happen.
I gotta look myself. I didn't think I'd ever see 70. Anything above. I mean, 60.
Look right here. Look right there, 70 right up there at the top. I was going to look and it was just going to be disappointment again, but I mean, I got an energy running through my body now.
Imagine seeing that 70 G's or P's.
Something we never thought we would see. I guarantee Nick and them were going off in the group chat about it maybe. They might not even notice, but they never do. I feel like I'm the only one to ever notice our subs going up.
You're the only one that stalks any of the stats.
Except Nick today. He came out with those graphs. I was like, where did he find that at? But so thank you guys for 70 subscribers. It's been a fun 5 months, and we hope to keep putting out content for you guys. So, I mean, I guess we can just say our next goal is 100. I mean,
our next goal is 71, but in a week.
So thank you guys for watching, and drop us if you guys aren't subscribed, please help us there. If you already are subscribed, drop a like, or if you just like our content, drop a like. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next Wednesday.
Yo, shout out Andrew and Mort, bro.